Hello, everybody. Welcome back to, or I guess welcome to, Audio Up with me, Steve Steezy. This is the first episode of the new installment. That didn't make any fucking sense. This is the first episode of the new series. Hayden was fired. Rest in peace. It's just me, Steven Steezy, and today we're opening up the series with special guest, reoccurring guest, my best friend, and it's him. It's DankPhalanges. And here he is.
Yep. Hi. Hello, everyone. Yeah. What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just chilling, just vibing out. Yeah, I'm hard chilling. I'm lamping.
Right.
I'm
Like the lamp in the background.
like the lamp in the background, which is conveniently lighting the chair that I should be sitting in.
Exactly.
And but I'm sitting here. I'm sitting in the darkest corner of my room, festering like a grotesque mushroom. Talking into a mushroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very
No, I know.
mushroom
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. You've really embraced yourself. It's like
I've embraced shrooms.
yeah,
Is what
yeah.
I've yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you're inside for like COVID quarantine, but like 2 years later,
Well,
you
yeah.
just you were never informed that like you could
To
like
be
go
honest,
outside, like
right, exactly. To be honest, it never really ended. I was like, yeah.
right. Right. You were like
And actually, when it happened, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I was like, oh, nice. I don't have to leave the fucking house anymore. I could just sit in the darkest corner of my room and fester like a mushroom.
right,
This
right,
fucking
and
rocks.
you just got so into it that like you
Yeah.
just never realized that like they like started opening things back up slowly.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy because like you've caught COVID what like 4 times now.
It,
Like
probably something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, there's been some mystery diseases. You know, it could have been
right,
COVID. It could have
right.
been
It could have been just like a common cold that you took a
right.
test and it was like,
Hmm.
nope, sorry.
Could have been
Right.
scrofula.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
It could have been
big
anything.
scrofula outbreak this time of year.
Right, right. You
You
know,
never want to be fucking with the scrofula.
ex-
It is bad. It is
it
bad.
is.
It's
That's what they.
they call me Count Scrofula. Actually, I had to. I've been quarantined for COVID for so fucking long that I've developed vampirism. I can't see the sun
Okay.
anymore.
Right, right. And
So
that's
so
why
I'm Count Scrofula.
that's
Yeah,
a great
that's
name. That's honestly if that wasn't like so bad, that'd be a great
right.
like rap name.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Hey, yo, it's the Count Scrofula.
Yeah, yeah, like call me yeah, you'd be the count,
Be
yeah.
like,
Right.
it's a bit like Limp Biscuit type shit.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. And then
Hey,
like
yo, man, I'm Count Scrofula, man. Yeah.
that's what it sounds like. I like that, honestly. I think that's
Thanks.
a good name.
Yeah,
And it's like
that's
you know,
a career move going forward.
your
Yeah.
vampirism has made you like that artificial sunlight in the corner. That's why you're not sitting back there because it like
Right.
gives you light. But if you
Oh,
go over
yeah.
there, you'll just start to
Yeah.
burn.
Oh, look at that. You can fucking grow weed there. What?
You could.
This,
You could.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I found your stash.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
No.
no. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I don't know. I'm chilling. How are you?
I'm doing
How are you
good.
doing?
I'm
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
living life as it goes. Um, I I don't do much, so it's just trying to plan a lot of things. Trying to plan the D&D campaign, trying to do
Yeah.
that, which I'll be
Yeah.
streaming. Which
Absolutely.
as a lovely DM won't know.
Mhm.
Probably will not go well. Um, because
Right.
my idea for it right now is I don't know if you've ever watched like a live Critical Role episode,
Yeah,
but like
I'm familiar with the genre. Yeah, for
right,
sure.
so like they like share everybody's webcams like together, and like you
Hmm.
can see everybody kind of as if it was like an actual table read, and
Right.
so
Yeah.
that's what I'm imagining. But like everyone has such different tiers of internet. I feel like
Hmm.
the different webcams will be cutting out and like
Yeah. Yeah.
and but
Right.
but I feel like we need the webcams on so I can trust people when they say they rolled a natural 20, like
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah. That nat 20 shock. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Uh,
like I mean like if someone lets out like a oh yeah, like screaming
Whoa.
for yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Like I did it, I feel like I'd be inclined to believe them. But if
Mhm.
someone's like, "Hey, I got another 20," for the 18th time in a
Yeah.
row, it's like,
Yeah. Well,
something's a
hey,
little fishy here.
right, right. And by contrast, there's also now one shock. And if they're
But
having
sure,
that one shock,
right? But that's
that's how you
like
know they're not lying.
that's
That's
like
it's
the
just the
slap
opposite.
your hand against the table, let out a goddamn it, and
Yeah. Hmm.
say like, or like like I feel I'll be inclined to believe. I'm hoping there's like people have like a we have some trust within it, but you never know. You just can never know in today's
Yeah.
age, a virtual
Right.
age. It's like
Yeah, it's true.
it's like if a
Working from
teacher.
home is destroying D&D
Right,
campaigns.
exactly. It's true. That's why Critical Role season 3 took so long to come out. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that thing that they were doing online already.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it hit them
Yeah.
pretty
The COVID
hard.
was really hitting
Yeah,
them.
yeah, it hit them pretty
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. They never knew it ended either. So
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
they
Yeah.
had to work COVID into their campaign somehow. Said their brand manager. So like, it's
Right.
like the Black Plague like took over the world or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's what
Shit.
Connor approached me and was like, "Hey, if possible, you should make the campaign focus on themes of things we're all familiar with. Maybe that's what I should do. Just
Yeah.
introduce COVID in the medieval age."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I want from a gaming experience, to feel exactly how I do in real life.
Right, you like catch it
'Cause
and you have
I
to like
love rocking out with the fucking plague hanging over me.
exactly
It
you like you
rocks.
like you like catch it in game and you can't come to the next two sessions. Like,
Yep. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Got quarantine, guys.
yeah,
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
lose.
you rolled a nat
It's
1 at the
yeah,
public event
right,
that's
exactly,
indoors,
exactly. You have to like
and
it's
you
like
caught COVID.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like losing a turn in Monopoly, but like it lasts
Right.
like two
Yeah.
weeks instead of
Yeah.
a turn, like going to jail, but
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
there's no
yeah.
get out of jail free cards in this
Right,
scenario.
exactly.
Like
You gotta have like a transmission check. It's like every new place you go, every new place the party goes, the DM's like, okay, we're gonna do a virus check here. Do you catch COVID? Everyone
right,
roll. You
right,
know,
exactly. Yeah,
roll for COVID immunity.
roll for your immunity, quick immunity check, everybody,
Yeah.
and then
Like,
it's like, can I not use my
honestly, you know what?
magic to get rid of it? It's like, no, that only the highest level sorcerers can.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, well, magic is one thing, but I was gonna say that like, Constitution, that would actually
oh,
make
right.
that a useful
Well, yeah,
stat.
because
You know
that's
what I
what you
mean?
roll for, like when you check, like you see how drunk you are in the morning, right after like
Yeah, yeah.
you roll for like a Constitution check, but you're
Hmm.
like, yeah, no, yeah, you could, like, yeah, maybe I will introduce COVID in the
Yeah.
medieval age, like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, it
maybe
should
that
just be
could
like COVID backwards. It's called
do,
it's a scary new disease called
Divok,
91 DVOC. Yeah,
91
yeah.
Divok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, oh my god, I'm gonna write this down. Maybe I will. Maybe
Yeah,
not
I
like a
mean, honestly,
maybe not like an overarching theme, but like maybe like it's like one place you go into a foreign city like
mm,
like plagued with disease, and it's like one of you catches it or something.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it should be like, and it's Dungeons and Dragons. It's high medieval setting. They should be like throwing, like trebucheting, like the decaying corpses of people who have 91
It
Divok
like
over the
dipping
walls
like
of cities to like siege them
that
and shit.
reminds me of
It really is
in the
just that.
Walking Dead the comics they when like the Negan boys are all going after Rick and all of his friends, they're
Mhm.
shooting arrows that they've dipped in zombie blood. Like it gets
Right.
over the wall, and if the arrow hits you, not only do you get stabbed, like or die, you get
Oh
infected.
yeah, you're
So like you're gonna turn.
absolutely
So it reminds me of that, but like instead of like a small arrow,
right. Yeah, yeah.
it's like the scene in Lord of the
Biological warfare.
Rings, like when they're taking over so is it Gondor that happens in?
I don't fucking know. I
Yeah,
my knowledge of Lord of the Rings lore is so goddamn shoddy. I know
that's
that like uh Frodo has like a real fucking Italian ass name. That's like his real name is some Italian ass shit. And
right. Like
for some reason he's just Frodo. It's rendered Frodo in English. That was Tolkien's idea. He's like,
okay,
yeah, his real name is like Giuseppe Gumbo or some shit. And and it's just written as Frodo when it's transliterated into
But like
English.
that's like
Uh,
the Giuseppe Gumbo is on par
Giuseppe Gumbo.
of a name as Cho Chang from the Harry Potter series.
Honestly, you know what? Giuseppe Gumbo might be my D&D character name because
Dude, that's
I
great.
must admit I'm woefully behind on
No,
making
no,
a
don't worry.
character.
Everyone is.
It's
So
like you're
I
like submit your character by the 9th, and I was like, okay, let's just go see if the D&D subreddit has any good character ideas. They fucking didn't, so I was like, okay,
do
I'm
you
just gonna put this off until the 9th. And
do you have a class in mind?
I don't. I mean, I don't know. What class goes for a Giuseppe Gumbo type? He could be mobbed up. He could be a rogue.
Well,
You know what I
if
mean?
Giuseppe Gumbo,
Like,
are we imagining Giuseppe Gumbo to be immune to the
uh,
Psyfog with 191
yeah,
or
yeah.
T-Knock?
You know what? I don't think so. I think I
No,
would have to look into the statistics on how Italians and Italian Americans are being affected by COVID. I
Giuseppe
know. I mean,
Gumbo could
Italians
be
themselves.
right,
They were.
right.
I want to have a real world analog here, right? But
He could be like
I
a
do think, I don't think my odds are that good, to be
right.
honest.
He could be like an undead warrior, like undead priest. Like,
Yeah, undead Italian cleric,
right,
uh,
right. You could be a
just
healer.
rocking out.
You could
Yeah,
be a healer. It could be
yeah.
ironic, you know, like you
I did.
died, but like
I did actually consider like, yeah, cleric healer kind of guy of some sort. But
right.
I did think also that's like a little too close to the monk I played last time.
That's fair. But I mean,
Yeah,
last time your character was oh hold on, got 1 second. Last time your character was very in touch with his religion too. So is that
yeah,
something
that's true.
you're pursuing this time, do you think, or do you think you're gonna let the Red Bull go?
I don't know. I feel like a Giuseppe Gumbo type would like talk a big game about God, but not really care about it.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
fair.
I feel
That's
like,
fair. I do agree.
yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Honest to be honest
Mhm.
with you, I have only received one character description thus
Yeah.
far, so I feel like
Okay. So
the
I mean, the floor's still
campaign.
open. I could swoop in and
No,
be
yeah,
some
no, the
kind of crazy
campaign's
class.
probably gonna be taken back a little bit, you know, pushed back. So that's okay though,
Yeah.
because to be honest with you, I've barely started playing it.
Right. Yeah. 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 And you're kind of responsible for making the whole
Yeah,
goddamn
right,
world. So,
exactly. Yeah, when I, you know,
mm,
like someone could approach me with like a class and I could be like, I
right.
don't know.
Yeah.
Someone, yeah, Tristan so far is the only person to have reached out and asked me if I have think he's asking me so many questions. He's like, I want to be like,
Right.
I want to have like
Yeah.
a
He's trying
deal
to
with
get
it. You know,
his
he has a
finger
whole
on the
thing planned
pulse.
out,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Mhm.
listen, I don't even have a name for this place.
Yeah.
Like, because like
Yeah.
you know, last time I used like I'm gonna find like a real world location or like a real D and
Right.
D location, like I did
Mhm.
last time, you know, with Mechanist. But this time, but I want to do it the same way of like a whole original story, just using like mobs from that area.
Yeah.
And I the only thing I know so far is I'm thinking like maybe like some kind of like time travel plot would be kind of interesting.
Mm. Yeah.
Like
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
exactly
Yeah.
pretty heavily influenced because they, you know, that's all I
Yeah.
know about myself.
Yeah.
But you know,
Mhm.
right now, you know, without spoiling too much of what I don't have, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like an anti-spoiler. It's like
It's like a proto spoiler. It's
right,
like
exactly. It's like
it
a
could be
spoiler.
meaningful or it could be not.
Right, it's like pretending to spoil something and then actually getting a really good idea from it.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
right,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. So don't you know? I mean, that could happen,
Hmm.
but you know, so we'll see. Probably not gonna happen. Well, this weekend I
Right.
have to work anyway, so
Sure. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna try and get this weekend off. Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and get like every Friday and Saturday off just to have like
Mhm.
consecutive days because I don't want like Mondays and Saturdays off.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
that'd
For
be,
sure.
you know, because like then it'd be like I go to work on Sunday and I'm like, what's the fucking point? Like, you know,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to do that, but this week I couldn't do that because one of the other managers they need the weekend off. So what I had Saturday and Sunday off this week or last
Mhm.
week, and so I have today off and tomorrow off. So I have a nice 4-day weekend for myself here.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, been
Honestly.
great. You know,
Right.
went out all weekend for the Pokemon Go Fest, and I got
Mm,
sunburned to a fucking crisp. It's
yeah.
incredible.
It happens.
It
Yeah.
happens exactly. But I'll have a
Shit. Even
nice
cloud burn.
right.
It's a
Even
disease.
exactly. I'll have a nice farmer's tan by tomorrow. So
Mm,
there will be a big hole on my forehead where the skin is peeling off like a snake, like a chest burster in Predator.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, but like it's like a snake of like shredded skin coming out of my forehead. So that'd be cool. I'd
Yeah.
look like. Have you ever seen the back of a Jeep, but without a tire on it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
like
person obviously fucked up and they
right,
drove right over the biggest nail that they could possibly see,
right,
and
exactly. And like they
they
take the
were like,
tire
"Yeah,
off, and it's
hell
just
yeah."
that little like piece of metal sticking out of the back of
Hmm.
it. It's very strange to
Yeah.
see. That's
Very
what I
awkward
would.
looking.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
very awkward. I've never. I saw that for the first time yesterday, I think, and it was
Mm.
it took 22 years, but I think I've seen everything now. Like, like I've survived.
That was it. It
Yeah,
topped it off.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
survived the plague. Like I was kind of coherent during 9/11. Like so it's like
Sure.
right. So it's like, but now,
I was in my crib waxing conspiratorial about the Saudis and their relationship to the towers falling. What
yeah.
happened to WTC
Oh, okay.
7?
See, I
You
thought,
know. Mm.
are you saying
I'm saying I was.
are you saying you
I'm
were
saying that they
young or
had me
you
on
were
the.
no,
the
well, like you were in your crib. Do you mean you were a baby, or do you mean you were like hanging out in
yeah.
your house, like in your bedroom, your
I was.
crib,
Yeah, I would. I was the boss baby. I'd put on a suit and tie every day, and then I'd call into. Um, what did they have back then? I don't know. They didn't. I
the
was gonna say I called into
like
Infowars,
like
but that didn't really
pagers,
exist yet, did it? Yeah,
like did they
I don't
have
know.
like oh right
Yeah,
like emergency lines?
yeah.
Oh,
I would call into, or no, like talk radio and shit. I'd call into talk
oh,
radio
yeah,
shows and
yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
like, I know that something doesn't add up here. That's
Right,
what I
and
sounded
then
like as a baby. I
yeah,
matured a lot.
it's just you're pretty almost the exact same. Like in the
Right.
like 6 years ago or like 8 years ago in the Wob video, when
Mm.
when your voice dropped
Wobbin.
4 years before everyone else's did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Damn.
no, I know.
Yeah, it was funny. I watched like one of my old videos recently, and it's like from like 2013, and I like
Right.
sound exactly how I do now, and I'm like,
No, I know that's crazy because in like 2013, like I've done a lot of like I think I've come to a realization recently of like I've done like a lot of like voice conditioning on myself because like
mm,
when my voice dropped it was like like all the way down here like and I would
yeah,
talk like
yeah,
that but
into the
I
fucking floor.
exactly to the
Mm,
floor and like I just didn't want to sound like that so I've done a lot of voice conditioning for myself to make my
yeah,
voice like not necessarily high pitched but like what it is right now
right.
and I've
Higher pitch.
right high yeah exactly a good medium pitch like a boys softball game. Do boys play softball? Is that is that
Yeah.
legal?
Yeah, it's soft, so it's for women.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Uh.
I just don't
Yeah.
think our high school had a men's softball team,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
But
The
anyway,
intramural boys softball
yeah,
team.
right, exactly. But anyway,
Softball for the fellas.
what was I talking? Oh, right. I see. That's just so weird to me because like in 2013, my voice was so high pitched.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so when I
Oh,
watch an
y'all were
old
babies.
yeah, exactly.
No
When well,
offense.
yeah, no, you're right. When I watch an older video like that, I'm like, man, I cannot stand to listen to myself. Like that's
Mm.
like Eye of the Spider level, like high pitched squeakiness.
The eye of the spider.
Exactly. Recording
Go ahead,
Minecraft
hit it.
videos on my iPhone 6. Like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Oh, the iPhone 6. How quaint.
Oh, exactly. And look at me now. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Now I got that. Now I got the high quality stuff. I even got like lights in my room. Like
Mm.
what a life I've transitioned into from a consecutive 43 subscribers to nearly 200 followers. in
Yeah, hell
only
yeah.
10 years.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
It feels good to coast from 43 subscribers to
uh,
42
yeah,
subscribers.
exactly. I think I actually hit. I'm curious actually. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
what's
pull up
it
the old.
at?
On YouTube, I'm actually at 80 now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then on
Blowing
Twitch,
up.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly. And then on Twitch, I'm at 209.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Those are respectable
Yeah,
numbers.
it took a month to get another nine, but like
Nice.
from
Yeah.
200.
Sometimes it just has
But
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like like I think I've streamed maybe like four times in the last like month because
Yeah.
finals and like I was on vacation.
Yeah.
Abby got COVID. Like I just wasn't home ever. Like
Mm,
so it just it's okay. It's okay. It's a slow grind.
yeah. Yeah, consistency is key. That's why I could never be a streamer or like a big
Right,
streamer because those guys
exactly.
are like streaming like all day, every day.
Like
They're
if I feel like if
all
I had
day, every day.
like I get a few
Yeah.
people like could like a few regulars and I appreciate those so much who come like to every single one and now I
Mm,
know that I'm gonna be able to have a conversation with somebody. And that's like my favorite thing
yeah.
about being in like the Pokemon community with all these people is I have so many
Mm,
friends that like if I wanted to talk to somebody while playing the game, I could literally just be like, hey, you guys want to chat while you're streaming too. And it's super
yeah.
cool. It's awesome. I've made a lot of friends
Yeah,
through
that's
it.
lit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun and it's amazing. It's a great feeling. But then it's like a few months ago, before I met all these people, would literally be sitting there I'd have to like force myself to talk in silence. And
Right. Yeah.
it's not like
Yeah.
I've never been bad at that. Like my entire childhood was derived of me talking to a camera, like talking to my
Yeah.
iPhone every
Oh
single
yeah.
day of my
Oh yeah.
life for
Yep.
for
Character of a generation.
yeah, for 20 people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Shout out Land Yacht fan.
yeah,
See you.
yeah, dude, they changed their
Oh
YouTube
shit.
name to their real name,
Oh,
and
okay.
I can confirm.
Now they're Landon Y Ox
Yeah,
fan.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Landon, Landon Yoxton. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
so I can confirm that they are a male all these years later. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, no, it's an interesting thing, going through
Yeah.
because I've always
I mean,
enjoyed.
shout out to the people who like
Right,
go into
exactly.
small streams like that and
Right,
stuff.
no, it's awesome, especially like seeing the same
The
name
real
over
heroes
and
of
over
Twitch.
again.
Mm,
Like it's not even like I love the people that like I've met, like the friends that I can talk to, but like the people that I literally have no idea who they are. There's one person who has come to every single stream, and it's like,
mm.
and they live in like I think they live in the Netherlands.
Oh,
So like when
nice.
I stream at like 11 a.m. before work, it's like one
Oh
in the
yeah,
morning for them,
it's, it's the
So
PM
exactly, or
for
like
sure.
it's almost it's pretty much late night for them, and they're like, "What's up,
Mm.
Steven?" I'm like, "Oh wow, that's crazy." So
Yeah, welcome. Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. So, and I think it's exactly what, even though like I'm not like a big streamer like we're talking about, I just don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
Like,
it seems like a pain in the ass. Yeah.
right, exactly, because it's like you see all these big streamers sometimes sit down and they're like they tweet out on the Instagrams and they're like, hey
Mm.
guys, I feel like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
need
I
to,
definitely see
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Mhm.
I was
I
like
follow like Hassan on there, and
right,
he's always like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking streaming today." Like, it's so funny.
right, exactly,
I don't even like
started,
watch the stream, so I
right,
don't really care or anything. But it's like it is like just funny to see that it's like yeah.
right, it's
I
like
mean,
it's
I totally get it because it's like
no,
it
yeah,
is that's an all
100%.
it's like a 12-hour job. You're
No, it's crazy. Yeah,
pulling
like
like Japanese office hours
you literally
for
sit there
gaming.
and it's like and when you need one day off like mental health wise, you're like, sorry to disappoint you
Yeah.
guys. No, don't fucking say sorry. You don't owe anything to these fucking people. Like
Yeah.
like it's like the
Right.
people that are so entitled to think that I spend $5 a month on this Twitch stream to be a subscriber. It's like they have to know who I am, and it's like no, you could
Mhm.
miss 1 month of subscription, disappear, and it's like their life will be exactly the same. Like it's like
Right.
I personally have
Yeah.
someone like that I watch that I've been subscribed to for like 3 years now, but like I'm consistently there. It's literally like the only Twitch streamer that I actually watch.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Larvy. But like it
Shout
literally,
out.
shout out. It's like, but like I could, like we're like kind of close, like we're on a personal level. Like we've talked outside of streams and stuff, but
Mhm.
it's like we don't live in the same place. I've never met him in person, and like I am well aware of the fact that like if I disappeared for quite some time, like I could come back and he'd probably be like, "Hey, I kind of remember you," or like, "I remember you," but that's just because I've been there for nearly 4 years. You know, like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like donating. It's like the Pokemon Simps, you know, like donating like
Mhm.
$100, and then like they're like, okay,
Yeah.
thank you, strange man.
Notice me.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're like, thank you, okay, anyway, and it's like, oh my god,
Mhm.
she didn't read out my donation, and it's like, well, why'd you spend $1,000 to like to tell this random person on the internet that you liked their haircut today? Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. That's an expensive ass compliment. Yeah, to say
exactly,
the least.
exactly, but
Yeah. Yeah.
people will do it. Like,
Right.
they're
Right.
it's just so strange to me. Like they're
Yeah, I don't like understand the brain of like someone who's in the chat of like one of those big streams because if you go in there, that shit's moving at like a mile a minute. That shit's like it's it it's like watching the world's biggest receipt just like get shot out at like
and yeah,
Mach 10.
no, that is
And
a
it's like
great
you can't even follow that shit. Even on like slow mode as they call it. You know
right,
what I
exactly.
mean?
But
Like
it's not like that's a great
so
way
I
to
don't like it.
describe that. It's
I don't
like
get it.
it's
But
like because if you do anything more than like you can't put slow mode into one message for each person every 5 minutes
mhm.
because people will be like, what the fuck, I can't talk, and they'll leave. So it's like I was in someone's chat the other day. I really cannot remember who, but I think it might have been I really don't know, but I saw like the same guy posting the same message over and over
Mhm.
again, and then he's like, "Wow, you're just not gonna read my comment out," or like, "Wow, I guess this is what they're really like." And it's like they can't fucking see it. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you can't post the same thing 400
yeah.
times and expect like they might have seen it, but they probably also might have seen you post it 14 more times. Like,
Right.
or they just missed it every single time because their chat is literally going off. Like there's nothing they can do about that. So people
Mhm.
that think that streamers owe them like there's a difference between gratitude for people like spending money to help someone live off of streaming, like you know they can say thank you or shout out your name when you subscribe or whatever, but that's it. Like they don't
Yeah.
they like I think it's like a little scummy when you do donate something or you subscribe or like whatever it is and or like raid even and like someone that like they don't say your name at least. I think that's a little scummy
Mhm.
because it's like, you know,
Right.
sharing
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
community. Like that's happened to me. I've
Yeah.
rated
Yeah.
somebody and
That's like
they
basic gratitude,
yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
rated somebody that they didn't say anything. Like
Yeah.
so it's
Fuckers.
yeah, it's like what the fuck. So
Yeah.
there's a difference between that. But then like sitting down and being like, oh my god, like I thought we were
Mhm.
best friends. It's like no, what the
Yeah.
fuck.
It's the danger of the parasocial relationship, as
It
they
is.
say in the
No,
biz. But
right, and it's always been that way. Like
mhm.
ever since YouTube became a big thing
Yeah,
and like
honestly, it really has been. Yeah, it's really yeah. It's like 2010's internet. That's where it like really spawned.
right, yeah, once the kids that were like born in the generation of YouTube existing, kids that were born pre
Right.
like 2005 2006, once they gained access to the internet and learned how to spell above their name, like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
that they just think that like and it's a really interesting concept, like you know it's like it's a big psychology thing which I can't really get into
Yeah.
too much because like I'm not a psychology major, and
Right.
you know
Yeah.
you could sit here and tell me about the psychological values of like you know Sigmund Freud if you wanted to, but like
Mhm.
as the
Yeah.
historian you are.
Right. Well, I mean, I think Freud's interesting, right? But
Right, right.
I don't know. I think yeah, you're definitely right. It's like it is really a generational thing. I feel like before like 20, I'd say even like 2012 or something. I feel like
Mhm.
that's really kind of when it kind of started hitting
Right.
off. Like the internet kind of became the unstoppable behemoth it was. I mean, it always kind of was that, but I feel like before then it was still like the internet was still like forums. You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
It was like game FAQs and like uh all that shit, like something awful or whatever.
No, exactly.
And like YouTube was like obviously where like the whole like parasocial thing kind of like was born. I imagine it was born because of like vloggers and stuff. That I
Oh,
think that's kind of
yeah,
like
I
who
think
started it
so.
because that was the first time it was like the personality as a brand, right?
Right.
But before that happened, really, it was still like, yeah, it was like what, like Smosh.
Smart. Well,
There'd
yeah,
be like
exactly. Like
there was like weird like boutique kind
right, right.
of
The
like animated
founders, yeah.
videos
Like you
like
had like
Playworld or like
Playworld,
fucking
uh,
stick figures on crack or something.
yeah, like yeah, dig fight stuff like
Weird
that.
shit.
Like it's like there was yeah, like the founders, and I don't know if you've ever watched like if you've watched um well, two things. I don't know if you ever watched Inside Bo Burnham special.
No, no. I heard a
Well,
lot about
yeah,
that. That is,
yeah, highly recommend. But one of the things
yeah.
that he talks about is like there's a scene in it literally where he's like facing a camera and he's like thank you guys so much for supporting me, and as he's talking a knife like slowly rises up in the frame, and he's
Mm,
like keep supporting me, and he just stares at the camera like smiling, and he's like holding a knife in his hand like threateningly, and it's like and it lingers on
yep.
him for like 30 seconds, and that's like literally what it is. There's two sides to like common viewership or like common like streamers and
Hmm.
stuff like that, where one side is like actually genuinely thankful for things, or like the other side uses their audience as an aspect of like warmongering in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like I hate to get too much into it, but one of the people that like literally there's like the one side of like Markiplier, who he's always thankful, literally gives away all of his money, or like Mr. Beast,
Mm,
like stuff like that. And then there's also the other side, which
right.
is like Dream,
Yeah.
who like
Yeah. Like
literally
yeah, like the
like
messy bitches who cause drama. Right. Right.
exactly like
Yeah. Yeah.
like going from someone who donates $1 million to charity a year to someone who uses his fan base to dox a 16-year-old girl. like
Right.
like
Yeah. Well, it's funny you bring this up because I mean I literally just saw like an example of this today. There's like uh I follow this like Instagram zine kind of thing
okay,
called Anti Art, and they're
right.
very good. And the thing about Instagram that's really interesting is that the algorithm is like probably one of the most user unfriendly algorithms that exist.
Oh,
Like
100%.
it's hard to game it. You know, you can't really get like, even if you're like the best SEO guy in the world or whatever, it's hard to like, you know, optimize hashtags and whatever and show up in searches. So a lot of like accounts that are trying to like, you know, market on Instagram, what they have to resort to doing is just like following people, just like going on these
Mhm.
massive following sprees. And I know this firsthand. My brothers do this with their graphic design stuff, uh, which is how they got their clout.
Right.
But Anti Art was doing that, and then like this like meme page that's kind of like in the same universe is sort of like they kind of did they almost did like a reverse Dream where like they like went dramatic with it, but instead of like, doxing a 16-year-old, they're like getting all self-righteous. They're like Anti Art follows minors, they're a sex predator, and it's like no, that's just
No, they're just
go
following people. Like
followers,
it's
and you
yeah.
just press follow on all the fucking accounts there.
No,
This is what happened.
exactly. Yeah. Like they look at
But
other meme pages, and it's
yeah,
like, oh, this person's followed by these people, so I
yeah.
should like no, and exactly that's how I mean honestly, it's always been like that though, because
Mhm.
like I
Well,
remember
the crazy thing is it fucking works.
oh yeah,
It's a great marketing tactic in itself, like because I never heard of this fucking meme page, right?
right,
But like the anti-art drama, I'm like suddenly I'm like looking through their story and shit. They probably got like the most interaction that they've ever had, at
right.
least in a biz, like for just by like kicking the fucking hornet's nest like that.
No,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And there's like
So,
I remember he still follows me. I don't know if you know who Sean Beeson is. He's a composer, I guess. I don't know
oh right,
anything about this guy. And in
yeah,
2012, he is if you go back and look at my followers list on Twitter, he is one of the first people to have ever followed me. And he
OG,
has like 800,000 followers, but he has 700,000 following.
yeah,
Like so it's
yeah,
like it literally the kind of person to sit there and go like, and
yeah.
it's like and it,
Oh
kind of
man, imagine
works,
that
but
feed.
right, exactly. But it's like, oh, I know. Like, I can't, dude. I hate, like, I don't know if you've noticed
Like
recently, but Twitter and
blast your brain,
like Twitter and
yeah,
Instagram feeds have just been horrible. Like,
yeah.
Instagram feed is all like suggested posts. It's like every third post is like a meme page or
Suggested
like
post.
a, yeah, like, and then
Mhm.
And then Twitter, it's you can only refresh for the like 5 most recent tweets or like most popular tweets, and it's
I think
like
I noticed
yeah,
that. Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like
that's
you
fucked
because
up.
I used to look at Twitter for hours, just go through the timeline, and when I'm like, okay, I'm kind of bored of this, I would literally
Mm,
refresh the page, and there'd be like 100 new tweets, and I'd look at all those,
yeah,
refresh, there'd be like 100 new ones. But
yeah,
now you can look at the same ones, refresh, and it'll give you 5 new ones. And
right.
the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
way to get around this is to refresh it by most recent or like your following only. So the only
yeah.
way that, and what that does is it will prevent retweets, likes, popular tweets from being on there. And that's how you find most of like the gem on Twitter. So it's like
Hmm.
you either can only look at 5 tweets every hour or look
Right.
at a bunch of shit from the people you're following that like, which I mean, obviously you're following them for a reason, but like
Hmm.
that's like 50 accounts, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, yeah.
So
You wouldn't find anyone like new through it. Yeah.
exactly,
No,
there's
I know what
no
you mean.
way to discover anything on that
Right.
option. But it's like I'd rather look at 100 new tweets from the last hour than the same
Mm,
5, but it's like I'm not finding anything like that the
right.
world
Yeah.
is looking at the moment.
Yeah, and then I think it like sorts it like the algorithm like favors certain people, which I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I guess honestly from a user perspective, isn't that bad because a lot of the people that show up in my feed a lot are people I like. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, okay,
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's
fuck with
really
that.
cool
But
that like that
I,
people, because it's like based on
yeah,
the people that are getting the most likes because they're, but the
right.
thing is it's like YouTube, how YouTube
Mhm.
recommends you the same 5 people over and over
Right.
again in
Yeah,
in a modern
also
age.
happening to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a modern age
yeah,
it is impossible for someone to like if
yeah.
someone were
It's
to
hard to
sit
break through
down
that
and
shit.
yeah, to break through. It's like if you're a new YouTuber and you genuinely have like good content, there's no way
Mm,
anyone's ever going to find you if you started 3 years ago because you didn't start 10 years ago, you know? Like you're not the, if you didn't start
mhm.
like pre like Vanos, you're just never going to be discovered on anything, which is why
Right.
social media is such a hard career to get into.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, absolutely. And it's like yeah, yeah, it's I mean, both as a creator, but also as like a user. It's hard to like I mean,
right.
we already did mention that, like it's hard to find new shit,
No.
right? And also like just like kind of sticks you in this fucking cycle. I've noticed with like YouTube, you like watch like one video on how to do a workout correctly, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
you're
and
getting like recommended
everything.
like you have to reclaim your masculinity.
Right.
Softball is for girls. Like, anyways,
Exactly.
and it's like I don't know, man. I don't like that shit. That's get that shit out of
No,
here.
exactly.
Get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit out of
No,
here,
no,
man.
I completely agree with you. It's like you sit there and like YouTube for me is like I think I've watched like 3 clips from like Friends in the last like year, and my
Yeah. Oh,
homepage is
that's all the feed
nothing
is now.
but
Yeah.
yeah. Like, and it's
Yeah.
like it's like Friends. I'm looking right now. Let's see. I have Friends videos. I have like random clips or like I have videos where people put like Mr. Beast's name in the
Yeah.
title because
Yeah.
because I watch a lot of
Wait
Mr.
till they
Beast
start
videos.
combining.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah. So it's like,
yeah.
and sit here and it's like,
Mr.
okay.
Beast goes to the friend's apartment.
No, exactly.
Like
I think the worst thing that ever happened to pop media or like pop culture are shorts. I think
oh
I
yeah.
think YouTube
I
Shorts, like
I mean,
Instagram.
you can thank TikTok for that.
Yeah, what are
That's
they called? What are they? They're like camera rolls on Instagram
yeah,
or something
it's
like
like
that.
Instagram, it's
It's
like reels or some
yeah,
shit. I don't
reels.
know.
Yeah, you literally you can't look through like your explore page on Instagram without ending up on a reel. And when you end up on
Yeah.
a reel, when you swipe, the next one will always be a reel. Like
Yeah. Mhm.
it's
I've
weird.
noticed that too, yeah. Have you noticed this too? Where like, are you ever like scrolling your feed and then it just like refreshes automatically? Any
Oh
app,
my
like
god.
all of them.
Yeah, and you
I feel
lose
like they
like a
do that to
really
like increase the ADHD. Like they're
and it
like,
only
they know
happens
you're like, they know you have a fucking cat brain when you're fucking
right.
just like looking at the screen
Yeah, and then it
refresh like a
flashes
million
and you're
times.
like, "Oh,
So
I'm
they're like,
awake."
you know what? You didn't care about that post anyways. Here's
No,
another
exactly.
one.
But it's
Eat
like
more
you
slop.
see one that you're like,
You
man,
know?
I want. It only ever happens when you want to look at that post. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like for me, it
Honestly,
happens.
yeah. That's the curse
Yeah,
of it.
for
You're like,
me, it
I was looking at
happens
that
when
too. Hmm.
I see someone like who's like someone's like shiny post or something. It's like I've been
Yeah.
shiny hunting this for 10 years, and I finally got, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like I'm like, where'd
Where'd
it
they
go?
go?
Yeah, I'm like, and then like so whenever I'm looking at Twitter, if it's something I like kind of care about as I'm reading it, I try to look at the name really quick so I can be like, so I can kind
Right.
of, because you can never
Hmm.
predict when it's gonna happen. So like I've gotten
Yeah.
kind of good at like looking at people's names before I read the tweet. Like,
Yep.
but it's just like it just refreshes automatically, and it's like it's just so annoying. And I just truly it kills me. Like Twitter has gotten to the point where it's just so horribly like
It's yeah.
optimized, like and like it's just so horribly controlled and
It's a
everything.
hell site, people. Yeah,
It
I'm
is,
thinking it's a hell site.
but it really
Hmm.
is now. It's just so
I mean,
bad.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
sucks
It's
because
just like,
I
yeah.
remember in like seventh grade I would do office aid during my like my off
Hmm.
hour was office aid whatever, and I would sit there and look at Twitter on my phone when I didn't need to run mail to a teacher or
Oh,
something.
Twitter
So
classic.
yeah,
Square profile picture
I've been looking
type
at
days.
Twitter
Yeah,
for 12 years now. Like,
yeah.
and it's like, and then it's like now it's just now Mr. Musk owns it, and it's like
Mm,
if you told me 10 years ago that the man who like created Tesla and
right.
who if
Yeah.
a man who like posts nothing but like shit post memes on his Twitter page
He's
would
one of the most
one
annoying accounts.
would
I
one
hate
day,
every Elon tweet I
but
see.
every single one of his posts gets suggested to you. Because like,
Hmm.
and it's like if you told me that he would own Twitter, I'd be like, huh, that's mad unfortunate. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like 12-year-old
Did
me
it
would probably be
did it go
like,
through? Does he actually
yes, he
have
is.
like an ownership stock
Dude,
now?
he spent like what,
I
like
haven't really followed this.
41 billion on it or something.
Yeah, I know
Like
he was
it,
raising the stakes. I don't know. Did
like
they say yes though?
hold
Were
on,
they
let me
like,
see. How
okay, we can't pass that up,
Elon
But
Musk buys Twitter. Elon Musk.
yeah.
Wait. Oh, there's been a development.
Oh
So,
hell yeah.
and Mr. Musk's lawyers say Twitter was actively resisting his requests. So apparently,
Yeah.
what I can assume by that is he just keeps proposing really bullshit things, and the tape, like the chair, is like,
Mm.
no, yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Musk's right. Twitter was actively resisting and thwarting Mr. Musk's rights while he was completing a $44 billion deal. What did I say? Did I say 44 billion? I think I
You
might
said
have.
like 41. You were
Yeah,
pretty
40. I was pretty
close.
close.
I
Uh,
think, and you know what? I think I recall seeing 41 as like one of the numbers. So
right. Yeah.
it would make sense to me
So
that
went
like he
up.
just cranked it up another three
Yeah, but I guess like
because he could,
yeah, I know that one of his
So
biggest things is he wants to like find all the fake accounts, all the dead accounts, and like purge them. But apparently that's like a breach of privacy or something. So
yeah.
they can't do that. Twitter literally cannot do that.
I'm
So
curious if I would be in there because I'm like, I guess I'm not a dead account, but I like lurk now.
I mean,
Like I just like
you
it.
yeah, you
I'm
like
just like,
things. That
yeah.
counts. I'm pretty sure. It's
Okay.
like it's
Well, rest in peace to my other accounts though.
oh yeah,
Those
I know.
shits are fucked.
Honestly, those
You
need to
know?
get purged though. Like all of my dead Twitter
Yeah.
accounts, I do not know those passwords. I got an
Yeah.
email.
Yeah.
This is a completely different range. I got an email the other day. Do you remember Swifter, that streamer we used to watch who played like Call of Duty and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember
He
that
still
guy.
streams. But
Nice.
during one of his live streams, it was like his raid trains would always get to like four, or like sub trains would always get to like 400, and the higher they got, like you would get
Crazy.
like rewards and shit. And people would like, and I remember one day I made like 3 separate accounts so I could keep it going. And
Oh,
I was like
nice.
12, so like terrible.
Yeah.
But I got an email the other day to one of my email, like to my old email. What it was like, Uncle Steezy the fourth. You
Uncle
check
Steezy
out these
Fourth.
new Twitch streamers, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, how is this Twitch account not deactivated yet? Like it's
Mm.
been like 8 years since that thing has seen any login,
Yeah.
anything, unless someone like tried to hack into it and like use the password or something. It's like I could not tell you
Which
the
I mean,
password.
with Twitch,
Yeah,
but
with
yeah.
Twitch, yeah, exactly. Maybe like when all the stream keys got like reset, maybe it
Yeah.
revived
Who
all those dead
knows?
accounts. So like
Yeah. Maybe.
but I didn't get
I
it
feel like
for
the
any
same
of the
thing's
other
happened to
two.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just so weird that like you can get like your Twitter account banned, or like this streamer recently got her Instagram account banned because somebody else made an Instagram account using her name, and they just were
Hmm.
like, "That's the real one," and banned the real one.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like that
Well,
shit can
yeah,
happen.
because it's always just like a robot or a confused guy in some other country who's like in charge of this shit. Like, there's not really the system is like total shit.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
no,
It's
it is.
yeah, it's fucked up. I don't know. In either in like in 30 years, either shit's gonna be like exactly the same but worse, or people will look back on the internet and they'll be like, it'll be like seeing like black and white TV. They'll be like, oh, can you believe that people would get banned for this like dumb shit just because like someone reported them enough times or something that like
Right.
that
It's like,
a stupid robot was just like, ah, yes, a problem, and like
no, it's
I don't
just,
know.
it's so weird that like that's a good thing to bring up though, because it's like, imagine like what's it gonna be like in like 10 years? You know, like if everything's at this state of like so garbage, like if we are sitting at what is possibly the peak of like cesspool content, like it's just like, is it the peak? Can we please not keep going any further down into the pits? You know, like
Yeah,
it's like the
yeah,
algorithm shit, content is shit. It's like there's a YouTube channel. I
man.
can't really say too much without getting like fucking DMCA'd, but there's a YouTube channel that I saw recently that it's like it was like the test was to see if a guy could tell if something being stuck into him was was the actual item or not, if you're picking up what I'm saying.
Uh
There was a
oh,
there
oh, I know
yeah
what you're talking
yeah
about. Oh hell
yeah
yeah,
yeah
yeah,
that
that's a great
yeah
video.
so and it starts
Dude, I
out
love that video. That video
yeah
is so fucking funny.
yeah, but like
Oh
at
my
the end of
gosh.
the video, the guy behind him actually does it. Like,
Right, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's like, I didn't watch this video. I just, I saw a screenshot
Oh,
of it,
I
and I was
watched
like,
it.
I
This
need to
video is
know the lore.
hilarious. This is a great video. I highly if you've if you're
I
in the
really,
audience and you've seen the meme where it's like real versus
mm,
fake, you know what I'm saying, challenge. And it's two
two guys.
standard bros,
Yeah, one of them
totally
in,
straight
yeah,
bros.
but they are
you know,
not. They are
they're
not.
not,
Like,
no,
no,
no.
no, they're not.
But
It's just,
you know what I'm saying?
you're
Like
right, but
it,
it's just,
yeah, yeah.
it's terrible.
No, that
Like,
video rocks.
how
I
is
love that
that?
video. That's
How
so funny.
that guy's videos are all like,
Yeah,
it's
he has
really,
ask
yeah,
a porn star.
yeah, exactly. And it's like,
Yeah,
how is that allowed on YouTube? But it's like, I post a Fortnite
it is interesting for
compilation,
sure.
it's like I could post a Fortnite compilation where someone accidentally says like I don't know, like just some weird slur or something like that, something that like no one has heard for like 10 years, and my
Right.
YouTube
Yeah.
channel is instantly self-imploded. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
So, using a word from 1898.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Or like the whole like amaranth discourse, like
Oh, I don't even know about this.
oh, really?
Yeah.
So she's an ASMR streamer, but her whole thing is
Okay.
like, like standing in a hot tub, barely wearing clothes, that kind of thing.
Right.
She's a clickbait streamer. Like one of her
Mm.
videos, some of her videos are literally like titled like I've never watched any of them, so I'm trying to remember. But I see them on Twitter all the time because people are like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like sexy ASMR licking the mic for like 20 fucking minutes. So it's literally just it's just a noise. It sounds like a cat like licking like a fucking door frame or something, for like
Right.
20
Yeah.
minutes. And
Hmm.
it's like barely wearing clothes, and it's like, this is allowed. This right here is
Yeah.
allowed. But like PewDiePie says a bad word one time, and none of his videos are monetized again for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's obviously fucked up. There's double standards and shit. But I mean, part of me, I can't really be like that mad about it because it's like, um, I I highly doubt that the aforementioned bros we mentioned have monetized videos. I will say that much. I don't think that their videos
yeah,
are
that's fair. I mean,
monetized.
you never
I
know.
think and they're I think they kind of actually, with that video specifically, they engaged in a very old school form of viral marketing. It's funny to say old school because it's only like 7 years ago or
Right,
whatever,
yeah,
but it's
but I
like,
mean it is like,
but
it's
like
like
the way where it's like you just like generate shock somehow or like surprise, and everyone suddenly like they see it in a meme or whatever, and they go out searching for your video because that's how I found
right,
it,
exactly.
and I
Like
think
that's
that's very effective, and
it
especially
is.
for those guys who probably have like OnlyFans or whatever. It's like a nice way to bring in like new customers to like I think that's I
No,
feel like
it's
that's more
genius. Like,
forgivable.
don't get me wrong, it's
Yeah, yeah,
genius. Like to be able to, the way
yeah, yeah.
advertising has changed to like be like to be shock culture is
Mhm.
genius. It really is because
Yeah, no,
like
no, they
it
really they tapped a gold mine for
they did,
sure.
and there's
Because
nothing.
even though most people are watching, like most people like you and me, for example, are watching that video, we're like, we're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, right, exactly. Like it's
What
like
is
I
this?
don't want to see
And
this on
but
my timeline, but
there's
some
gotta
people
be
are
like
like,
1% people who are like, that's what I'm here for.
yeah,
And
no, some people, yeah, it's like I was real tired of
one
watching
moment, boys.
my Minecraft Let's Play videos. So, and then I found this hot girl streamer, and I'm like, man, my life's
Mhm.
pretty great now. You know, it's like it's but the, exactly kind of full circle to like the Pokemon donation thing, though. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a
right,
callback.
it
That's
is a callback. It's just like the whole I realize this is usually said in in the form of like politics and stuff, but like the whole system is corrupt. Like,
yeah. I don't. Yeah. I think
but you
that's
know,
a kind of general realization
exactly,
nowadays.
it is.
I
It
think
is.
everyone is kind
Yeah,
of just. I don't
everything.
think anyone really has faith in
No,
the
no.
institutions. And as we're talking about with like social media, there's like it's all just kind of like a patchwork of like you know duct tape and balsa wood that
Right.
like
It's
is
like, is
kind of
it
just like
ever
it's just a blob. You know what I mean?
right?
It's like
Is it ever
how do you even
gonna
control this shit?
change
You know what
back?
I mean?
No, no. It's like at this point, if it hasn't gotten better, if the world hasn't stopped on its heels and decided, you know, like maybe this isn't okay, like maybe that wasn't a good idea. If the whole
Mhm.
world hasn't stopped on their heels and turned around and said that yet, they're never going to. Like
Yeah.
it's just we're going to keep.
I don't know.
I don't mean maybe
I don't
one
know.
day. You
I
know,
feel
maybe
like
it'll get
it's
so
all kind of a
bad.
process. There might be
Right.
some sort of climax or something where
Right.
everyone kind of like is just sick of it. Maybe it'll be like another like Sopa Pippa thing or some shit, like
That's true.
another net neutrality moment or something like
Right.
that,
But
and
like
people will just be
when
like, "Fuck this shit," and like I don't know.
that's an interesting
Then you
thing.
might see something like people owning their data or whatever, and then like maybe regulation on fucking social media or something,
Right. But you
something
bring
like
that
that. I
up,
don't
and
know.
it's like net neutrality. I, you know, you think about like movements in the world and how they have had a lasting impact. I I think I forgot about net neutrality because how
Yeah.
long ago was that now? Was that like 5 years ago now or something, or like close to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like 2017, right? Yeah.
Right. So,
Wow.
but it's like
Can't believe that was 5 years ago, but yeah,
I
something like
just
that.
until you
Maybe
said those
2019.
words, I forgot that happened because what
Yeah.
did it do? It just nothing. It gave people the freedom
It like
to
bought time.
right. It like bought time
Really.
exactly, and it's like, and the time isn't over yet. But I feel like it's giving people maybe you know maybe that's why like monetization is so bad now. You know maybe that's why like monitoring of like ASMR, you know like the hot tub streams
Yeah.
is still a thing, whereas you know like the opposite, you know it's like people getting banned for their Minecraft videos, but not that. It's like maybe net neutrality did that, like, but there's just
I don't know.
you know
Uh,
no I'm saying
I
you
feel
know
like it'd be worse like
that's
without
fair.
net neutrality.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean? Like, because
absolutely.
then all of a sudden, like has to like,
Right,
you know,
what were they
YouTube
gonna
starts to
do?
have to like charging or whatever.
Right,
Everyone has to have like their
that's what it was.
to use that shit
YouTube was that was
or
a big
whatever.
part of it, right? Like YouTube was gonna start charging people for like their subscriptions to channels or like just using the software or
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know. It
Right,
definitely resembles some shit like
right,
that.
exactly. It's like
Just like
everything was gonna become
more
like
streaming type
right,
model kind of shit.
exactly, yeah.
Like
And then it's like you
super gig economy
it and then
bullshit.
and like YouTube Red like is still a thing. I think that exists still because you can still, but
Yeah,
it's mostly just to not have ads on videos anymore. There's
right.
not really like
Well, and it's
you
optional. That's
Right,
the
it's
thing.
optional.
Like,
And there's not
yeah,
really like YouTube Red original series anymore.
yeah.
Because it's like I think one of them there's been a few recently of like YouTube Red produced series, but they have been posted to their channels, like their actual
Mhm.
channels. Like I know that Jax Films did one at one point too. So it's like, but like 8 years ago, dude, that was the buzz, like YouTube Red, like posting like all these crazy ones, like the like Scare PewDiePie, or like the one that the Fine Brothers did, like of like the singing competition or whatever. Like there were so many, or the one that Joey Graceffa did, like the scare factor thing. Like there's just
Right.
like the people were going crazy for that. But then YouTube one day was like, oops, everything's bad. Abandon
Yeah.
the one thing making us money,
Yeah.
and like and destroy people's livelihoods. It's just
Right.
it's
Yeah.
so weird how, because I just don't
It's
remember
like
the
weird.
end of YouTube Red.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, the whole like the whole like tech economy sort of thing like is like it's really weird in the sense that it's like it doesn't actually it exists to like give like profit to shareholders, but like as a long-term mechanism for like generating profit, it's
right.
like incredibly sketchy, which is why like there's like all these like startups nowadays and shit that like just go nowhere but somehow make a bunch of people really rich in the process. It's like it's all very sketchy, and I mean I certainly wouldn't put it past Google, but I don't know exactly what's happening in the YouTube offices where it's
Oh
like
yeah.
I can't imagine that any of that is like their priority at all. I don't
No,
think that's what
no.
it's about. It's about fucking around with the Silicon Valley money. You know what I
No,
mean?
exactly.
Seeing what
YouTube has
happens with
made
it, you know?
enough money at this point that like anyone who is well off from YouTube, or like, the people that run YouTube behind the scenes, they could shut down the website tomorrow and nothing would matter for them. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Well, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, they
exactly.
could all
And
walk
I mean,
away
like,
very,
exactly, and
very
it's like the
open.
people, I'm not like hating on anyone who's like the whole like billionaire discourse. Like I'm not hating on like any like YouTubers who have made it their job and like could retire in a
Right.
second.
Well,
Good for
yeah,
them.
it's not really like their fault or
Right,
anything. It's
exactly. It's not
just
their
they're
fault in
just
any
there.
way. Like there's a lot of people, there's like PewDiePie, Markiplier, there's all these people who have, who could retire tomorrow and they would be set up for the rest of their lives. And
Yeah.
it's like even like some people whose channels have like died off are still so well off. Like Captain Sparkles went from millions of views to just like dozens of thousands. Like,
To merely
right,
thousands.
yeah, to merely, yeah, exactly. But it's like he's still
Pitiful numbers.
yeah, yeah.
He's getting 100,000 views a
No,
video.
but the fact is that he went from millions to that, but he still does it. There's people.
Yeah.
There's the fact that
Yeah,
he
no, he
just, yeah,
cares. Yeah,
he
yeah.
cares. The fact that like he
Yeah.
wasn't like, I'm good. You guys stopped caring. It's fine. I'm set up for life. Like I did what I
Yeah.
needed to do. But the fact is, like, there's still people who care, even though their videos have obviously died
Mhm.
off in the end. But and I think that's really
Yeah.
cool. I think that the people who have survived through the worst of it all, and the people who still like wake up every day and smile and put on like record something, are like really really cool. And like those are the
Mhm.
kinds of people that like, like even though I'm not looking at it as like a career or anything, like those are the kind of people that make me and really enjoy the idea of content.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, it's the modern American dream, really. You
real
know,
it
that's
is.
like,
Yeah.
because every job nowadays is like, it either is terrible service sector crap, where you're probably getting yelled at by someone with
Right.
like, the reverse bob cut, or uh it's like a pretend job where you like write emails in
Right,
an office.
exactly.
And it's like neither of those things are like good. so
No.
so
Like,
it's like it's really like the options are like either that, or getting like like doing like a media job, like being a YouTuber or something, like something in like uh not really the informal economy, but like, you know, that sort of like self upstart sort of space where you could
Right,
just like you
exactly.
work on your own terms.
I think
That's like
anyone,
that's what everyone aspires to.
right, anyone
That's
in the world
it's
would.
unsustainable, unfortunately. But
No,
I
oh
mean,
yeah,
like,
but
you
anyone in the
know,
world would love to be a content creator. Like
yeah.
like, you know, even if it's like something you never really wanted to pursue, there is no one in the world who in the back of their head hasn't thought about like doing vlogs or thought about like gaming or something like that. Like there is,
Yeah.
it is just with how we all have like grown up in the world, in a world
Hmm.
where everyone is in front of a camera always. Like the idea
Yeah.
of being
Yeah.
able to
The
make
first
that your
instinct is to
livelihood
monetize stuff.
is, yeah,
Right.
to monetize yourself and to be able
Hmm.
to do that, or like to have the dream of being able to do that is really cool. Like I mean, like I think it'd be cool to, you know, one day wake up to like 1 million followers on Twitch or something like that. You know, I think that'd be really awesome. But there's a part of me that's also like, one day
Yeah.
the
You gotta
fear
love the
of,
craft.
exactly, you gotta love it,
Mhm.
but the fear of like how unstable it is to wake up one day to millions of people, or and then, you know, a couple years later they're all gone. Like how unstable that is to be able, especially like with cancel culture and stuff like that, to be able to lose all of your followers and be able to lose your livelihood in the blink of an eye is just, it's scary now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
I mean, I, I do think I don't know. I sort of think like cancel culture is like a little overblown. I think it's like uh, all the times I see it, it's all like really isolated events. Like
yeah,
name the times where someone has been canceled. It's like PewDiePie temporarily. You know what I mean? Like one
right,
time,
but
two
it's
times,
like,
whatever. But it's like I don't know. I feel like it's like it does like empower. It does empower like the clout sharks we talked about earlier.
mhm,
Like I mentioned the meme page that was attacking anti art. They're like
yeah,
trying to cancel them for like following minors or
for
whatever.
things that are so
Right.
false. Like,
But I think most people have a pretty attuned bullshit detector. I think that doesn't really work on like most people outside of like the like the nerd corners of Twitter or whatever,
right, and I think that people
So I
have
don't
gotten a lot
I
better
don't know.
at determining stuff like that. But you, like,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to admit
It
that
definitely
it
seems like less
has
of a
gone
problem,
bad
I'd say.
before.
But
Like there's like, you know, like the whole PewDiePie thing. It's like that could have ruined his career if he didn't
sure.
decide to like
Yeah,
face
no,
it
it's
head
like
on.
it's
You
serious,
know,
right? Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
it's like there are some people who it did. Like there's a few. I'm trying to remember. I can't really think of the names off the top of my head, but there have been a few instances where someone's been like accused of something, and then they've been like, they're like, you know, they have lost a lot of things, and like, and then later it came out that the person was like, yeah, I was just kidding, you know, but it was too late. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, it's just a modern like way of like getting someone like fired or like something like that, you know. It's just
Right.
that's a thing. Like
Yeah, yeah.
cancel culture is just another name for like, you know, like it's just for inaccurately like accusing someone, you know,
Right.
falsely accusing someone of something.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And it's like worse dimensions. No, that for
right,
sure is just like it does. Yeah, like I said, it emboldens. Yeah, the type of person who's like, I would like to see the manager to
right,
get you fucking
exactly.
fired, right?
But it's like,
But
yeah,
I do think it is like interesting though, because I also see instances of like cancel culture, kind of like, or not even like cancel culture, but like canceling as like a mechanism of justice, like what it was intended for, totally fucking failing. Like
oh yeah,
Danny, I don't know if you've like heard this shit about like Danny Duncan or whatever, and like he like sexually assaulted someone or something, and like all he did was fucking ignore it. He's
oh
still is like
really?
making videos. He's just like chilling. Yeah, yeah. No,
Well,
he
no,
he just
no,
pretended it didn't happen. And like
right. Which I
to be
mean, like,
fair,
you
I
know,
think he was probably uniquely predisposed to being able to do that because the
but
kind of person to watch
for
Danny
me,
Duncan is like someone like Danny Duncan
right.
or someone someone in that demographic, like
Right, but for
the
someone
kind
like
of
that,
person that'd be like, I don't
I
give a
feel like
shit.
when
You
it
know what I
comes
mean?
out as true,
I don't
like
know.
when you're able, when you're ignoring it, like pretending like it didn't happen, like what happened with David Dobrik, like when everyone, like
Mm,
all of his like former employees came out and they were like, he like abused us at work, and like, and it was
yeah.
like, and he was like, thanks for supporting me, guys, buy my merch, you know, like, or like when
Yeah.
PewDiePie was
Rumor
like,
drop.
Like when
Yeah.
PewDiePie kept getting shit on by YouTube over and over and over again, and all these people, and he every single day he would upload a video where he was the exact same person because he knew it was wrong. Like
Mm.
it's like, I'm not saying like everyone has to love PewDiePie, or like people can disagree with him, whatever it is, but like at the end of
Right.
the day,
Yeah.
when you're able to face something head on, like, but not like, there's a difference between facing like your problems and ignoring something you did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the like difference here, though. It's like with PewDiePie, it was like, what is there really to have like constant bad blood over? You know what I mean? It's
right.
not like what, yeah, lesson learned to say the least,
No,
right?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like worst case, right? But like, yeah, with something like David Dobrik, Danny Duncan, uh, other guy, Danny DeVito. No,
No,
just
no.
kidding.
All the
But
D
like,
names.
I was I was literally thinking that. I was like,
Yeah,
it's a lot of D guys,
it's,
right?
yeah, exactly.
But no, yeah, with them it's like there's like an actual problem there. And yeah, how do you
Yeah.
hold someone like that accountable? And it's like, can you even like
There's a,
the thing is, I mean, I sort of like that's another reason I'm like sort of like also like ambivalent about like the import of like cancel culture or whatever. I feel like it's like as an experiment didn't really work. I mean, like, is Harvey Weinstein in jail? I actually don't know.
I
Like,
don't
that's a
know.
real question.
Yeah.
But like, it's like it was meant to root out the Harvey
Right,
Weinstein types or
exactly.
whatever. Um,
And it
and
worked for a little,
right,
but then people were
sure,
like, it is working, and then people started to like
yeah.
use
Oh,
it
and
for
moreover, but like the people who like do like commit abuses in the Dobrik Duncan fashion.
right, the double
So
D's.
they've like managed to like, you know, evade all consequences. You
Exactly.
know what I
It
mean?
people
Like I know, like
learn throughout,
yeah,
yeah, like history. Like people, when someone
sure,
gets like canceled for like saying something, and you see their genuine apology, like that's where like fake apology videos come from and stuff, because they're
yeah,
even when it comes to life, there is
yeah,
still a formula and an algorithm for apologizing
yeah.
and for like owning
Hmm.
things. like
Oh yeah,
like
and it's great marketing. Hell
it
yeah,
is like exactly, it's like I don't know, I don't want to touch on too long because it has, believe it or not, already been an hour.
yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
want to touch on it for too much
We,
longer. But like,
let's just say we potted up.
we did pot up. And so to leave it on that note, I like to wrap it up. People are scummy. The algorithm's a fucking mess everywhere.
Oh yeah,
But like,
we're all
and
slaves to the algorithm.
we are all slaves in a day and age of $8 gas prices. I think we had a
Yeah.
little bit more to worry
Mhm.
about than what what
What's
I
happening on the freaking
Superwoman did
internet?
today.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah,
I mean, so, but overall, no, man, that was, it was a great discussion. I feel like
yeah.
we've
We
covered,
spat bars.
we did spat bars, and we were riffing.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
so yeah, man, thank you for taking your time to join me today.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
I always appreciate having you. It's always very insightful. I feel like
Thank
I
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
I always
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like
I
I always
agree.
feel like
I
we
concur.
always feel like we're able to like talk and like riff off of each other
Hmm.
very well. So
Yeah.
I didn't even have to prepare any questions. So
Yeah, we got a big old episode about social media.
social
And if
media,
you've
exactly.
listened to it this long, thank you for being here.
Right. If you're one of our loyal fans, hello Celine. Um
Yeah.
yeah,
Yo, what's up, Celine?
exactly.
Yo.
One of our loyal fans, Celine, Luke's mom. We
Yeah,
appreciate you very much.
hell yeah.
So anyway,
Hey,
guys,
Luke's brothers too.
Luke's brothers
Probably.
too. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, Khaki Doodle and Bunty Cake. My
Yeah.
boys. um
Yeah.
appreciate all of you. Thank you guys for joining us on this special episode of the first episode of Potting Up with me, Steve and Steezy. Luke, where can they find you at?
I guess I'm on Twitter at DankPhalanges. You're not gonna find any goddamn posts there
All right, because
because I've been
you're
canceled.
just a lurker
Plot
now. Yeah,
twist.
plot twist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
a
This is
yeah, I'm a
actually
lurker.
this is your apology video.
Yeah, this is my
Yeah,
apology, guys.
yeah.
I would like to apologize for posting cringe.
Yeah, all your
back in the
music
day.
puns, no one understood them, man. That's why you got
Yeah.
canceled for it.
No, honestly, I do look back at some of my tweets, and sometimes I'm like, "That's a fucking banger. That's a really good one."
Right.
And then like other ones, I'm like, "Ah, this is just."
Right, but
I
yeah,
was so Twitter brained.
right,
I don't know.
right.
It's fucked up.
It is.
It's a hard mirror to look
But
into. You know what I mean?
exactly. But it's like we said, you learn from it. And now next time you
Absolutely.
post, you can embrace the algorithm.
Yeah. I my body is ready, Mr. Algorithm.
It is. It is. But anyway, guys, before we sit here again for another hour and talk, my name is Steven, and as always, make sure you tell your friends and you tell your family about the channel. So nice, you gotta subscribe twice, and I will see you guys
Hoorah.
next time. Hoorah! Pot up,
Hoorah.
everybody. Goodbye.
Pod up.
Pot up.